Have you ever wondered why your sleep feels so different now than it did 20 years ago? Why you find yourself nodding off during your favorite evening show, only to lie awake staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning? Or perhaps you're getting your full 8 hours but still waking up feeling like you never truly rested at all. If you're over 70, or if you're caring for someone in their golden years, what I'm about to share with you could fundamentally change how you think about sleep, and more importantly, how you age. As a sleep specialist with over 2 decades of experience working specifically with older adults, I've witnessed something remarkable. I've seen patients in their 70s and 80s go from restless, fragmented nights and constant fatigue to waking up refreshed, mentally sharp, and emotionally balanced. And they didn't need expensive treatments, complicated sleep studies, or new medications. They simply discovered the optimal time to go to bed. Today, I'm going to reveal what leading medical institutions like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins have discovered about sleep after 70. More specifically, I'll share the scientifically backed optimal bedtime that's helping seniors across the country not just sleep better, but live better. Because here's what most people don't realize. Your body's internal clock undergoes dramatic changes after age 70. And if you keep fighting against these changes, staying up for late-night TV, maintaining the same bedtime you've had for decades, or simply ignoring your body's new signals, you could be setting yourself up for more than just tiredness. We're talking about increased risk of heart problems, memory issues, depression, and a host of other health concerns. But once you understand what's happening inside your aging body and learn to work with it instead of against it, everything changes. The transformation can be truly remarkable. Over the next 25 minutes, I'll walk you through the latest research on aging, sleep hormones, and circadian rhythms. I'll share real success stories from my patients who made this single adjustment and saw life-changing results in just weeks. And I'll give you practical, easy-to-implement strategies that you can start using tonight. If you've been struggling with poor sleep, low energy, memory lapses, or if you simply want to age with more vitality and peace of mind, then this might be the most important health information you'll hear this year. The science of sleep after 70. Let me start by asking you something. Have you noticed that you feel sleepy earlier in the evening than you used to? Maybe around 8 or 8:30, you feel that familiar wave of drowsiness wash over you, but you push through it, thinking it's too early to sleep? This isn't weakness or laziness. This is your body's wisdom trying to communicate with you. To understand why optimal bedtime matters so much after 70, we need to look at what's actually happening inside your brain and body as you age. And the science here is both fascinating and hopeful. First, let's talk about your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock. Think of it as a sophisticated timekeeper that's been fine-tuned over millions of years of human evolution. This clock controls when you feel alert, when you feel sleepy, when your body temperature rises and falls, and when various hormones are released. Here's the crucial part. This internal clock changes as we age. It doesn't break down. It shifts. And understanding this shift is the key to better sleep after 70. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine shows that after age 70, our circadian rhythms advance by approximately 1 to 2 hours. What does this mean in practical terms? If you used to naturally feel sleepy around 10:30 or 11 p.m. in your 50s, your body now wants to sleep around 8:30 or 9 p.m. But there's more to this story. As we age, our brains produce melatonin, the hormone that makes us feel sleepy, earlier in the evening and in different patterns than when we were younger. A groundbreaking study from Harvard Medical School found that adults over 70 produce their peak melatonin levels between 7 and 9 p.m., compared to 9 to 11 p.m. in younger adults. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The same research shows that if we ignore these natural sleep cues and stay up past our body's optimal bedtime window, we don't just feel tired the next day. We actually disrupt multiple biological processes that are crucial for healthy aging. During the hours between 9 p.m. and midnight, your brain enters what scientists call deep wave sleep. This is when the real magic happens. Your brain literally cleanses itself, washing away toxins that accumulate during the day, including proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease and other forms of cognitive decline. Your body also releases growth hormone during these early sleep hours, which is essential for tissue repair, immune function, and maintaining muscle mass. Your heart rate and blood pressure drop to their lowest levels, giving your cardiovascular system a chance to recover from the day's stresses. But, and this is crucial, these restorative processes are most effective when they occur during your body's natural sleep window. If you're going to bed at 11 p.m. or midnight, you're missing this optimal repair time. A landmark study published in the European Heart Journal followed over 88,000 adults for 6 years and found something remarkable. Those who went to bed between 9 and 10 p.m. had significantly lower rates of heart disease, stroke, and cardiovascular death compared to those who went to bed later, even when they got the same total amount of sleep. The researchers concluded that it's not just how long you sleep that matters. It's when you sleep that can make the difference between healthy aging and accelerated aging. Let me share a story that illustrates this perfectly. Margaret, a 74-year-old retired nurse, came to my clinic feeling frustrated and exhausted. She told me, "Doctor, I've been going to bed at 11 p.m. my entire adult life. I sleep for 7 hours, just like the guidelines say, but I wake up feeling like I haven't slept at all. My memory isn't what it used to be. I'm tired all day, and I just don't feel like myself anymore." Margaret's sleep study showed that while she was technically getting enough sleep, she wasn't getting quality sleep. Her deep sleep stages were fragmented and insufficient. When we shifted her bedtime to 9 p.m., aligning with her body's new natural rhythm, everything changed. Within 3 weeks, her deep sleep increased by 60%. Her energy levels soared. Her memory sharpened. She told me, "It's like someone turned the lights back on in my brain." This is the power of working with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. Why is this timing so crucial for heart health? During the early evening hours of sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops by 10 to 20%, a phenomenon called nocturnal dipping. This gives your cardiovascular system essential recovery time. But this dipping only occurs optimally when you're sleeping during your body's natural window. Late sleepers often experience non-dipping. Their blood pressure remains elevated throughout the night, essentially forcing their heart to work overtime for 24 hours a day. Over years, this can lead to enlarged heart muscle, arterial damage, and significantly increased risk of cardiovascular events. Dr. Maria Santos, a cardiologist at Mount Sinai Hospital, puts it this way: think of optimal sleep timing as a daily vacation for your heart. Miss that vacation night after night, and your heart becomes chronically overworked and prematurely aged. The cognitive benefits of proper sleep timing are equally impressive. Your brain has its own cleaning system called the glymphatic system, which becomes most active during deep sleep. This system literally washes away toxic proteins that accumulate in your brain during waking hours, including amyloid beta and tau proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Research from New York University's School of Medicine shows that the glymphatic system is 60% more active during the early hours of sleep, roughly 9 p.m. to midnight, compared to later sleep periods. This means that going to bed in the optimal window gives your brain the best possible chance to clear these harmful proteins each night. A longitudinal study following 2,800 adults over 70 for 5 years found that those who consistently went to bed between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. had a 57% lower risk of developing mild cognitive impairment compared to late sleepers. Even more remarkably, brain imaging showed that early sleepers had better preservation of brain volume and less shrinkage in areas associated with memory and executive function. Let me share the story of Dorothy, an 81-year-old former librarian who came to see me because she was becoming increasingly forgetful. She was forgetting appointments, repeating questions, and struggling to find words. Changes that were frightening both her and her family. Dorothy had been going to bed around 11 p.m. for most of her adult life. When we shifted her bedtime to 9 p.m., the changes were remarkable. Within 6 weeks, her family noticed that her memory was sharper, her vocabulary had returned, and she was completing crossword puzzles again. Something she hadn't been able to do in over a year. "It's like the fog in my mind has cleared," she told me during her follow-up visit. "I feel like myself again." The mental health benefits of optimal sleep timing are equally significant. Depression and anxiety are common among older adults, often leading to a cascade of other health problems. But research shows that proper sleep timing can be as effective as medication for many people. A study published in the Journal of Psychiatric Research found that adults over 70 who went to bed between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. had 63% lower rates of depression and 55% lower rates of anxiety disorders compared to late sleepers. Why? Proper sleep timing helps regulate neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are crucial for mood stability. It also helps balance cortisol levels, reducing chronic stress that can lead to anxiety and depression. One of my patients, James, a 75-year-old widower, had been struggling with depression since his wife passed away 2 years earlier. He was taking antidepressants but still felt low energy, hopeless, and disconnected from life. His sleep was poor. He would stay up watching TV until midnight or later, then wake up feeling exhausted and sad. When James shifted to a 9 p.m. bedtime, his mood began to improve within weeks. He started waking up feeling more optimistic, had energy for activities he enjoyed, and gradually began reconnecting with friends and hobbies. With his doctor's guidance, he was eventually able to reduce his antidepressant medication. "I didn't realize how much my sleep schedule was affecting my mood," he said. "It's like I found my way back to living instead of just existing." The immune system benefits are particularly important for older adults, who are more susceptible to infections and slower to recover from illness. During optimal sleep hours, your body produces and releases crucial immune factors, including infection-fighting antibodies and cells that help repair tissue damage. Research from Carnegie Mellon University found that adults who sleep during their optimal circadian window have 3 times stronger immune responses to vaccines compared to poor sleepers. They're also 65% less likely to develop upper respiratory infections and recover from illness 30% faster. For people with diabetes or prediabetes, conditions that affect nearly half of all adults over 70, optimal sleep timing can be life-changing. During proper sleep, your body regulates blood sugar more effectively and increases insulin sensitivity. A study in the Diabetes Care Journal showed that adults over 70 who consistently went to bed between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. had more stable overnight blood glucose levels and better long-term blood sugar control, as measured by hemoglobin A1C levels. Many participants were able to reduce their diabetes medications with their doctor's supervision. Even your physical strength and balance benefit from optimal sleep timing. During early sleep hours, your body releases growth hormone, which is essential for maintaining muscle mass and bone density. Adults who sleep during their optimal window show less age-related muscle loss and have better balance and coordination, reducing their risk of dangerous falls. The cumulative effect of all these benefits is profound. Optimal sleep timing doesn't just help you feel better day to day. It can literally slow the aging process and extend your healthy lifespan. Dr. David Walker, author of Why We Sleep and professor at UC Berkeley, summarizes it perfectly. For adults over 70, going to bed at the right time isn't just about comfort, it's about survival and thriving. It's one of the most powerful anti-aging interventions we know. Practical implementation strategies. Understanding the science is one thing, but actually implementing these changes in your daily life is another. Over my years of working with older adults, I've developed a comprehensive approach that makes the transition to optimal bedtime both manageable and sustainable. Let's start with the most common challenge I hear. "Doctor, I just can't fall asleep that early. I lie there wide awake." This is completely normal and expected. Your circadian rhythm needs time to adjust, and there are specific strategies that can help this process. First, let's talk about light exposure, which is your circadian rhythm's most powerful cue. Your brain determines whether it's time to be awake or asleep primarily based on the light it receives through your eyes. This means we can actively guide your body toward earlier sleep by managing light exposure strategically. Here's what I recommend. Starting at sunset, begin dimming the lights in your home. Replace bright overhead lights with warm, dim lamps. Avoid fluorescent or LED lights, which emit blue light that tells your brain to stay awake. Instead, use warm incandescent bulbs or specially designed circadian lighting that mimics natural sunset colors. If you must use electronic devices in the evening, invest in blue light blocking glasses. Multiple studies show these can improve sleep quality and help shift your circadian rhythm earlier. Wear them for 2 to 3 hours before your desired bedtime. Conversely, expose yourself to bright light in the morning. Open your curtains immediately upon waking, or better yet, spend 15 to 20 minutes outside within the first hour of waking up. This morning light exposure is crucial for maintaining your circadian rhythm and will help you feel sleepy earlier in the evening. Now, let's address your evening routine. Many of my patients have spent decades winding down with television, late dinners, or stimulating activities. We need to create a new routine that signals to your body that sleep time is approaching. I recommend what I call the golden hour routine. The hour before your optimal bedtime should be dedicated to quiet, calming activities. This might include gentle stretching, reading a book, not on a screen, listening to soft music, doing light household tasks, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Avoid anything that might be stimulating or stressful during this hour. This means no news programs, no difficult conversations, no paying bills or dealing with problems. Think of this hour as sacred time for your nervous system to shift into rest mode. Temperature management is another crucial factor. Your body temperature naturally drops as bedtime approaches, and you can enhance this process by keeping your bedroom cool, ideally between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a warm bath or shower about 90 minutes before bedtime. The subsequent cooling of your body temperature will trigger sleepiness. Let's talk about food and drink timing, which can significantly impact your ability to fall asleep early. Finish your last full meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. Late dinners force your digestive system to be active when it should be winding down, interfering with sleep onset. If you're hungry before bed, choose a light snack that actually promotes sleep. Foods containing tryptophan, like turkey, milk, or bananas, magnesium, like almonds or pumpkin seeds, or complex carbohydrates, like oatmeal, can help trigger sleepiness. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Many people don't realize that caffeine can stay in your system for 6 to 8 hours. That afternoon coffee or tea could still be affecting your sleep at 9 p.m. Also, avoid alcohol in the evening. While it might make you feel drowsy initially, alcohol disrupts sleep quality and can cause you to wake up during the night. Exercise timing is important too. Regular physical activity improves sleep quality, but vigorous exercise within 4 hours of bedtime can be stimulating. If you exercise in the evening, stick to gentle activities like walking or stretching. Now, what about those inevitable nights when you can't fall asleep within 20 minutes of getting into bed? Don't lie there tossing and turning. This only creates anxiety around sleep and can condition your brain to associate your bed with wakefulness. Instead, get up and do a quiet, non-stimulating activity in dim light until you feel sleepy again. Read a boring book, do gentle stretches, or practice relaxation techniques. Then return to bed. This maintains the association between your bed and sleep. I want to address a common concern. What about social activities and family time? Many of my patients worry that an early bedtime will isolate them from loved ones or cause them to miss important events. The key is gradual adjustment and communication. Talk to your family and friends about your new sleep schedule. Many will be understanding and supportive, especially when you explain the health benefits. Consider shifting family dinners earlier, suggesting afternoon social activities instead of evening ones, or having breakfast get-togethers rather than late-night visits. For special occasions, it's okay to occasionally stay up later, but try to return to your optimal schedule as quickly as possible. Your circadian rhythm is forgiving of occasional disruptions but needs consistency most of the time. Let me share the story of Helen, a 73-year-old grandmother who was initially resistant to early bedtimes because she didn't want to miss her grandchildren's evening activities. We worked together to find creative solutions. She started having breakfast dates with her teenage granddaughter before school, became the family's go-to person for afternoon activities, and even instituted sunset walks with family members. "I'm actually spending more quality time with my family now," she told me. "And I have the energy to really enjoy it because I'm sleeping so much better." Managing the transition also means being patient with yourself. It typically takes 2 to 4 weeks for your circadian rhythm to fully adjust to a new schedule. During this time, you might experience some temporary challenges like waking up very early or feeling sleepy at unusual times. This is normal and temporary. Keep a sleep diary during your transition. Note what time you go to bed, how long it takes to fall asleep, how many times you wake up during the night, what time you wake up in the morning, and how you feel during the day. This information can help you fine-tune your approach and identify what's working best for you. If you take medications, consult with your doctor about optimal timing. Some medications can interfere with sleep if taken too close to bedtime, while others might actually help with the transition to earlier sleep. Most importantly, remember that this is an investment in your health and quality of life. The temporary inconvenience of adjusting your schedule is minor compared to the profound benefits you'll experience once your new rhythm is established. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to remember one crucial truth. It's never too late to transform your sleep and with it, your health and quality of life. The changes we've discussed today aren't just about getting more rest. They're about giving your body the optimal conditions it needs to heal, repair, and thrive during this beautiful stage of life. Let me summarize the key points we've covered, because these insights could truly change everything for you or someone you love. First, your body's sleep needs have fundamentally changed after age 70. This isn't a flaw or a sign of aging poorly. It's a natural biological evolution that deserves respect and accommodation. Your circadian rhythm has shifted earlier, your melatonin production peaks earlier in the evening, and your brain's cleaning and repair processes are most effective during the early hours of sleep. Second, the optimal bedtime window for adults over 70 is between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. This isn't arbitrary. It's based on extensive research from leading medical institutions and represents the sweet spot where your body's natural rhythms align with restorative sleep processes. Third, the health benefits of sleeping during this optimal window are profound and measurable. We're talking about significantly reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, cognitive decline, depression, and anxiety. We're talking about better immune function, improved blood sugar control, stronger muscles and bones, and enhanced overall longevity. Fourth, the transition to optimal sleep timing requires intention and strategy, but it's absolutely achievable. By managing light exposure, creating calming evening routines, timing your meals and activities appropriately, and being patient with the adjustment process, you can successfully shift your sleep schedule and experience these remarkable benefits. Now, I want to leave you with some specific action steps you can implement starting tonight. Begin by choosing your target bedtime, somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. based on your current schedule and lifestyle. If you're currently going to bed at 11 p.m., don't try to shift to 9 p.m. immediately. Start by moving your bedtime 15 minutes earlier each week. Starting this evening, begin dimming your home's lights at sunset. Replace bright bulbs with warm, dim alternatives. If you watch TV or use electronic devices in the evening, invest in blue light blocking glasses. Create a 1-hour wind-down routine before your chosen bedtime. Fill this time with calming activities that signal to your body that sleep is approaching. This is your sacred hour for transitioning from the activity of the day to the rest of the night. Expose yourself to bright light first thing in the morning. Open your curtains, step outside, or sit by a bright window within the first hour of waking. This morning light exposure is crucial for maintaining your shifted circadian rhythm. Keep a sleep diary for at least 2 weeks as you make these changes. Note your bedtime, how long it takes to fall asleep, sleep quality, morning wake time, and energy levels throughout the day. This will help you track your progress and identify what strategies work best for you. I also want to address any concerns you might have about making these changes. It's natural to feel hesitant about altering routines you've maintained for decades. You might worry about missing evening activities, feeling isolated, or whether these changes will actually make a difference. Let me assure you that thousands of my patients have navigated these same concerns successfully. The key is to approach the transition gradually, communicate with your loved ones about your new health priorities, and remain patient with yourself during the adjustment period. Remember Dorothy, whose memory and mental clarity returned when she shifted to an earlier bedtime. Or James, who found his way back from depression through better sleep timing. Or Robert, who discovered that early morning hours became his favorite time of day. These aren't exceptional cases. They represent the typical experience of older adults who align their sleep with their body's natural rhythms. If you're caring for an aging parent or spouse, this information could be a gift you give to someone you love. Gently sharing what you've learned today and supporting their transition to optimal sleep timing could significantly improve their health, mood, and quality of life. I want to emphasize that while optimal sleep timing is powerful, it works best as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy aging. Continue taking prescribed medications, maintain regular medical checkups, stay physically active within your abilities, eat nutritious foods, and nurture social connections. Think of proper sleep timing as the foundation that makes all these other healthy behaviors more effective. If you have underlying sleep disorders like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic insomnia, it's important to address these conditions with your healthcare provider while also implementing optimal sleep timing. The strategies we've discussed today can complement medical treatment and may enhance its effectiveness. Finally, I want you to approach this journey with compassion for yourself. Your body has carried you through decades of life, and now it's asking for a small adjustment that can provide enormous benefits. Listen to that early evening tiredness with kindness rather than resistance. Honor your body's wisdom rather than fighting against it. The path to better health after 70 isn't about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward with intention, wisdom, and care for yourself. Optimal sleep timing is one of the most powerful tools you have for aging not just gracefully, but vibrantly. Tonight, when you feel that gentle wave of sleepiness wash over you in the early evening, I invite you to see it differently. Instead of something to push through or ignore, recognize it as your body's gentle invitation to rest, heal, and prepare for tomorrow. You deserve restful nights and energetic days. You deserve clear thinking and emotional balance. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to embrace whatever each new day brings. And with the simple adjustment of going to bed at the right time, these aren't just hopes. They can be your reality. Sweet dreams, and here's to many nights of restorative, health-giving sleep ahead. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. Your commitment to better health is an inspiration, and I wish you all the best as you implement these life-changing strategies. Sleep well, and wake up ready to thrive.